All right, welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we're strapping in and traveling back to a really pivotal moment in recent football history. We're looking at an absolute tactical masterclass from the 2019 U20 World Cup over in Poland. It's Group F. The stakes are incredibly high, and we've got an explosive clash between two absolute international powerhouses, Portugal and Argentina. Now, this wasn't just some standard youth tournament match. No, this was a crucible. It was the exact moment where the next generation of footballing royalty was forged. So let's jump right in and break down exactly how this fascinating tactical battle unfolded.
You know, the broadcast of this match famously teased it as 90 minutes of magic and football history. And honestly, they weren't exaggerating at all. Looking back at the raw footage and the transcript from that night, the dramatic tone was set from the very first whistle. We are literally watching the origins of football royalty here. This is before the massive blockbuster club transfers, before the senior international trophies. It's right at that beautiful moment where raw potential met the world stage.
Which brings us to the central question of our explainer today. What actually happens when the future stars of world football collide on the U20 stage? How do competing footballing philosophies, that structured European buildup versus that trademark South American grit and flair, how do they match up when the pressure is really on? Keep that in the back of your mind as we dissect the action.
Okay, Section 1. Let's set the stage for this massive Group F showdown.
The atmosphere for this encounter was just electric. We're talking nearly 12,000 fans in attendance, which was the biggest crowd the stadium had seen in the tournament up to that point. Portugal came into this riding high, right? They just grabbed a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Korea Republic thanks to a goal from Francisco Trincao. But Argentina, well, they presented a completely different and honestly, far more intimidating tactical test. Just look at the sheer talent stepping onto the pitch. We aren't just looking at a standard lineup here, it's a clash of future titans. For Portugal, you've got the lively Jota on the right, Trincao on the left, and the incredible attacking flair of Rafael Leao just waiting in the wings. On the flip side, Argentina lined up in this very rigid 4-4-2, fielding the dangerous Julian Alvarez, the massive physical presence of Adolfo Gaich up top, and the busy creative Esequiel Barco roaming in a free role. I mean, it's an absolute dream matchup.
Moving into Section 2, let's talk about Argentina's early dominance and how they immediately took control. Right from the opening kickoff, Argentina just completely suffocated Portugal's rhythm. I mean, right out of the gate. Take a look at these possession numbers from the opening minutes. Argentina held 63% of the ball compared to Portugal's 37%. This is huge, because Portugal is a team that absolutely loves to have the ball, right? They want to dictate play and rely on their neat buildup. But instead, Argentina's Esequiel Barco and Julian Alvarez were the ones dictating the tempo, pushing super high up the pitch and forcing Portugal into these awkward defensive postures right away.
Section 3. The first breakthrough, driven by a pure physical edge.
So as the first half wore on, Portugal finally started to inch their way back into the possession stats, trying to find some kind of passing rhythm. The game became incredibly end-to-end, just a truly entertaining battle to watch. But as we approach the critical 33rd minute mark, here is exactly how the breakthrough builds. It's like a perfect micro-narrative of Argentina's physical edge. Step 1, Julian Alvarez makes this tremendously strong forward run. Step 2, he flat-out refuses to be shoved off the ball by Portugal's Ruben Vinagre. He just muscles his way through to play a really clever pass inside. And Step 3, Adolfo Gaich, the big striker from San Lorenzo, is right there waiting. Now actually, it's not the most elegant, beautiful strike you'll ever see. He kind of scuffs the physical finish, but hey, it goes in right off the post. It was effective, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Which leaves us with the magic number at halftime, 1. Portugal 0, Argentina 1. And remember, this was the very first goal Portugal had conceded in the entire tournament. This single goal completely flipped the tactical script for the second half. Argentina now had something to protect, and the burden was entirely on Portugal to somehow find a way through.
Section 4. Portugal's tactical struggles as they try to break down the block.
Coming out for the second half, Portugal was forced to dominate the ball to try and break down an opponent that was suddenly extremely happy to just sit back. On one hand, you have Portugal with this neat, tidy build-up play in midfield, utilizing guys like Florentino Luis and Gedson Fernandes. They even pushed fullbacks like Diogo Dalot way up the pitch to try and create overloads. But man, they severely lacked a cutting edge in the final third. Every single time they got close, they hit the Argentine wall. Because on the other hand, you have Argentina relying on highly physical, man-to-man marking and total clinical disruption. They protected their goalkeeper, Manuel Raffo, absolutely perfectly.
As the half progressed, the tension absolutely skyrocketed. I mean, look at these key turning points. First off, check out the foul count. Argentina committed 14 fouls compared to Portugal's 6. This wasn't an accident, folks. It was a masterclass in the South American dark arts, tactical fouls that constantly broke up Portugal's rhythm. Meanwhile, Argentina was terrifyingly dangerous on the counter, and Abel Moreno literally thumped a shot right off the post. Searching desperately for answers, Portugal's coach subbed off their previous match winner Trincao and brought on Rafael Leao, hoping his raw flair and speed could finally crack that Argentine defense.
Section 5. The VAR drama and the final crushing blow.
Despite Leon's fancy footwork and despite Portugal registering 7 shots on target over the match, they just could not find a way past Rafa. And here is how the final blow was struck in those chaotic last 10 minutes. 84th minute. Following a wide free kick, Argentina's captain Nehuen Pérez somehow manages to pop the ball in at the far post. But wait, the celebrations are immediately halted. Referee Ismail Al-Fath pauses the game. What follows is an agonizingly long VAR check by lead video referee Alan Kelly for a possible offside on Pérez. The tension in the stadium is palpable as the minutes just tick by. It's honestly one of the longest VAR breaks you'll ever see. Finally, the decision comes down. Goal confirmed, 2-0 Argentina. And in that single moment, any remaining hope Portugal had was completely drained.
Section 6. Let's look at the aftermath, which was, simply put, pure chaos.
Those final minutes were wildly open. Portugal down 2 goals threw literally everyone forward, making furious attacking substitutions. In fact, Adolfo Gaich actually put a third ball into the back of the net on a breakaway, but it was rightfully flagged for offside before the final whistle blew, cementing that 2-0 result. Ultimately, the most important number of the night for Argentina was this: 6. A goal in each half secured them 3 more points, bringing their group stage total to a perfect 6. That guaranteed their progression to the round of 16 and solidified their absolute dominance in Group F. They came in with a game plan, executed it physically and clinically, and walked away with exactly what they needed against a truly elite Portuguese squad.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought to ponder. Did this intense U20 tactical battle forge the mentalities of today's global superstars? Think about what Julian Alvarez, Rafael Leao, and Diogo Dalot learned out there on that pitch in Poland. They experienced the friction of elite tactical styles clashing in high-stakes environments way before they ever signed their massive club contracts. Understanding these youthful crucibles really helps us understand the players they are today, don't you think? Anyway, thanks so much for joining me to break down this amazing piece of football history. Keep analyzing, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.